After our son Jory moved out into his new home, we decided to renovate his bedroom before Joshua took it over. So Joe is using a squirt bottle to wet the popcorn on the ceiling because we want to remove this before we do any other renovations.
You're watching the Bare Pantry Show.
He's trying to figure out the easiest way to do this and the most cost-effective way. I did buy a thing from Amazon called Pop Ease, but honestly guys, that did not work, so I'm not even going to do a review on it to put up at my Amazon influencers page, because you know when I do reviews there, I want people to buy the stuff, right? So he used an electric sander to sand off the ceiling. I didn't record any of that because I didn't want to have to breathe in any of that dust. So he swept up the mess, laid down some protective stuff on the tile, and now he's just going to paint the ceiling. And we're using Bakery Box White, which is the color that I used in the kitchen, and I have left, well, the kitchen ceiling I have leftovers, so this is what we're gonna do for in here. This is a white with a tinge of blue in it. This room used to be like a baby blue before when Jory was little, and then he painted it tan when he got older, and now we're gonna go back to a bluish gray for Joshua to take it over. So Joe is doing the edges up here with a small paintbrush, and then Josh and I stepped in and we helped him paint all the walls. All right, so now see how it's looking. Not too shabby, right? This is a nice grown-up paint. Now I want to show you guys something about this room. See how it has this window off to the left of the wall and then this big closet, like a 10-footer closet? It's the same thing like my room, except my room is at the opposite end of the house. So take a look right here. See, this window's off to the right, which is my room. My closet, see the closet here? It's just the same thing but on the flip side. 1, 2, 3. We change the ceiling fan to this black one. Now let's see if Joshua will give us a tour. So he's already moved in. He's loving the room. And now what we're gonna do next is renovate Joshua's old room and make it into a studio for me. When we first moved into this house 26 years ago, the entire house was newly carpeted. We enjoyed it for many years, but then we replaced the carpeting a long time ago, and this was the last room to have carpeting still. We had hoped that Joe wouldn't find these little 6x6 tiles that we found in a couple of the other bedrooms, but there it is. He had to rip those out too. So now the floor is bare, it's just concrete. Now let's take a look at some of the other stuff that we're gonna have to fix in this room. So there was a lot of like paint lifting off the wall because whatever Joshua had pressed against the computer desk or whatever just kind of stayed there for years. And we had to figure what we're gonna do with these wires for the cameras, you know, 6 wires. So I always crochet these little things to tie things with. And Joe put a hole down there and pushed it through the Joshua's new room. And then this is the cable, so when I move in here, my TV will be able to have cable. I took down the old curtain Joshua had because that was crap. And this is a great curtain rod for a, what do you call the thing again? Drapes. But they do, they call it drapes still on Amazon, but it doesn't have the part for the little hooky things like the drapes, so I gotta go look for that. Because I would like a nice thick pair of drapes for there, and then you pull it open with this thing here. And then these ones are for the blinds, but I'm gonna get rid of the blinds. I hate blinds. They're annoying.
Yeah.
They always break, and then you have one that's not closed all the way, like a cockeyed one or something like this one right here.
That one, those two broke.
Yeah, they always break.
They got a hole punch in the hole through the back up.
But Joe patched every hole Joshua had in every poster. And don't feel like it was only Joshua. Jory's room was just like
There's
this.
still one push button up there.
And I don't want blue.
You know,
Jory's room was blue at one point. My room is blue. My bathroom's blue. You have blue, gray. I'm tired of blue. I need to go with some other color.
Go red.
No, I think red is
red's-
gonna be
red's too
annoying with the camera.
Yeah.
Before we pick out paint colors though, guys, we're gonna have to remove the popcorn from the ceiling in this room also. When Joe was halfway through renovating the other room, he went out and bought some equipment. So he bought this spray bottle here that you would use to put pesticides on your plants. He bought the little disposable suit, the respirator, and this tool. He got this tool from Amazon, so I might do a review on this one. He says it's a lot easier to remove the thing, but it's still messy. So when he's done with this, he will patch the ceiling. That takes a whole day to dry, then he sands it off. We've cleaned up all that mess, and now he's painting. The color that we're using is Whisper White because the Bakery Box color was finished from the last room. The Whisper White is what we used in the cabinets before. Joey's showing us that the hallway still has the popcorn. The guy at Home Depot says use eggshell for the finish rather than semi-gloss because it'll cover any flaws in the ceiling. So Joe thinks the guy is right. He's gonna paint the closet, This is just a 4-foot closet. Jada's room and Joshua's room are the same size, except Jada has a 6-foot closet. So it makes the room look so much bigger. So Joe had built this shelf before in the room for Josh. So I'm still gonna keep that. Now he put all the edges here, right near the ceiling for the color that we're gonna use for the wall. And this color is called Dove. It says it's a grige that gives you a cool gray feeling. So grige, I looked it up and it's gray and beige put together. I kind of like it. The color is called Dove. Let's peek on Joe from the outside of the room. I'm on the porch looking in. Now it's time to figure out the tiles, guys. So the tiles are 6 by 36. We want the planks. So that's 216 divided by 44 to find square foot. And here we have 1.5 square feet per tile. The room is 10 by 10, so that's 100 square feet we have to cover. Divide by the 1.5, we need 66.66. Yes, the year that I was born. So each box has 24, so we need 2.7 boxes or 3 boxes. So this is what we picked right here, taupe oak. Joe's gonna do his best to find 3 cases. They're all opened. But you know what? The stuff is in there tight, so I don't think any tiles are missing. So look at the price, $59.70, $199 per square foot. So Joe's using some concrete putty to cover up the nail, you know, the dents that the nails made when they had the carpeting in. While that dries, he's touching up any paint that, you know, looks kind of thin because we painted the day before. He's going to go ahead and paint the door. We're going to eventually change these doors out, but for right now we're going to paint. He's a southpaw, but he can paint with both hands. So that makes me happy because I hate painting. I did paint the baseboards though, but I hate painting. So the dog is confused. She doesn't know what's going on in this room. She's going to share this room with me. But we have the tiles sitting in the floor here getting acclimated to this room. You have to do this for like 24 to like 72 hours, I think. We just did it 24 hours. So he has this level, shot a beam of light. I got down and drew a chalk line right middle of the room. Every video that I watch says you have to start in the middle of the room. So I mapped out the pattern already for the first row. And Joe decided he's going to put this one in on the end first, right under the baseboard. So it's a peel and stick tile that we're putting down. So he's putting the first one. Then when we lay the second one, that's going to be dead center of the room, which is where I wanted him to start. But he's like, no, I don't trust this. So we're right pressed up against that chalk line that I drew. And we're going from north to south in the room. So when we get next to the closet, which is south, we're going to have to cut one of the tiles to make it fit, all right? So lay this one. We're being so careful to press up right against that chalk line. So this is the piece that he's going to have to cut to put in. After that, I'm going to make 2 to 3 more rows to where we stagger from the middle of the room, like 12 inches off from the end of each tile, right? So Joe's going to show more of that on his channel. When he gets to the ends, which are east and west, you have to cut, you know, specific pattern. I would have used the paper on the back of the tile. Joe didn't use any of that. He just drew it on a pencil, cut it out, and look, the floor is looking rather nice. Ta-da! Now it's time for the reveal, guys. So let's start with the ceiling, of course. You saw that we took the popcorn down. Well, Joe took the popcorn down. Now, the hardest part about taking the popcorn down is not even the wetting and the scraping and the mess on the floor. It's actually the sanding that has to happen the day after. Because when you take it down, the ceiling is uneven. And then sometimes you gouge it when you're scraping. So you have to put that drywall putty the day that you take the popcorn down. And then the next day is when you sand it because it's dried, right? That sanding is a mess because the dust gets underneath the door. It goes into the hallway, into the other rooms. Dust was all the way on my kitchen counter, guys. So that's the worst part. Joe got through that. And then it came time for us to paint. And you guys saw the paint that we picked, the eggshell finish for the ceiling. That guy at Home Depot was right. It covers all imperfections. We did that too for right here in the closet. The eggshell finish. This is Whisper White paint for the closet. I wanted to do the closet black because I see some YouTubers do that for their studio. But usually when they do that, they put their computer desk in there. And then they use the black as a background. But then I realized I'm not going to put my desk in there because there's no electricity going there, yada, yada, whatever. So we went with the Whisper White. And the ceiling is also Whisper White in the eggshell finish. And then the wall is Dove in the eggshell finish. Now the door behind here, This was supposed to be Whisper White in the eggshell finish right back here, but Joe forgot, so he did Whisper White in the semi-gloss because we had some paint left over from when we painted before. So the guy at Home Depot says that the baseboards and the windowsill is supposed to be semi-gloss, not eggshell, right? So let me go ahead and close this door. You can see right here, the frame for the door is also the semi-gloss Whisper White, okay? Then I went and bought new coverings for the light fixture. I was gonna paint it white, but you know, for 98 cents, just went ahead and bought that. Let Joe point up here to the ceiling. We used the old ceiling fan that was in the other room, in Jory's old room, and I liked with the white blaze. Joe put it up at first and it had the wooden side of the blade showing, and then he had to take it down for something else, so we quickly changed it. So this chair, Joe built this chair for me. He watched YouTube videos to build this chair. Right here, it's real comfy, and I don't want him to finish like paint it. I like whatever he did to glaze it, and then we watch YouTube videos to show how to do this. I might make a video showing you guys how we did this, how we sewed it. I might put it at Joe's channel, I'm not sure. Joe made this bench for me a long time ago for my vanity, so now it's a table. I want a lamp for there. I haven't put too much stuff on the walls yet because I'm still trying to see how we're going to use this space. So let's talk about the floor. So the floor went in nicely. I was telling you guys earlier that you have to start at the center of the room and then go out one end, go out the next end. We didn't do that. We did measure the center of the room, and then when we laid, like, just put a pattern without peeling the thing, and we saw how it was falling into place anyway. So Joe started with that one on the end. We went right across, put the small piece, and then I staggered the next 2 rows, 12 inch, 12 inch, and then after that we could go left, right, in the government boots, in the government, so till we got to the end. And then we did the same thing this way, went left, right, left until we got to the end, and then Joe had to make his little weird patterns, right? So this stool, Joe also made for me. So this is gonna be like an end table in here. I like this paper that Jada got some flowers in for me the other day, and I'm putting a vase in there and I'm potpourriing the flowers. So I think that will stay there. My friend Lisa made this for me, so that's there. My friend Lisa gave this to me. And this is where we're gonna sit down and do our double mukbangs, like when Joe is eating with me or Josh was eating with me. So this is where we're gonna do that. We might get a different table. Joe might build me a folding table. This is when I do my single mukbangs and my talking heads for Amazon, or my podcast talking heads when I'm alone, when Joe's not talking with me. So not too much. So we're gonna be able to use this wall. That's one wall. We're gonna be able to use this wall. That's 2 walls. I can actually use here also. If I sit on my computer chair and I do this as a background, I can do this as a 3rd wall and make it look all business-like. I don't like all the wires that's coming from the TV. The cable guy came here and said I'm gonna have to figure out a way to camouflage these wires. It is what it is. This curtain, let me tell you what happened with the curtain, guys. So I wanted to have share on the inside. I got rid of the blinds and I got rid of the traverse rod for the drapes, because the drapes are expensive. It's like $90 for drapes. You know, the pinch pleated drapes, 90 bucks. Listen, no. So curtains are so cheap, right? These are blackout curtains. These are too narrow though. They're only 30 each for the panels, and I only have 2 right now. So when I close it at night, it's stretched really thin. Okay. So what I did was, we went to Walmart, right, Joe? Joe's running camera for me. We got 2 of these old school, can you show that, baby? 2 of these old school white curtain rods. We got one that's like 1 inch and the other one that's like 1.5 inches. They used to sell them 2 in the pack. And when you bought them, the little thing, the hardware that they go on, had 2 things like this, like the ones outside. I'll show you this. And so you put 1 rod in the inside, that's for your shear. The other one's for the outside, that's for the panel. And a matter of fact, they used to sell them by the 3-pack, so you could have a 3rd one as balance. But I like how the curtain rods go around. I don't like what I have here in the living room. The curtain rod's beautiful, but it doesn't go around, and so people can peek in if they come, but nobody can really get to this window because we have rose bushes, stuff like that. But I don't want anybody peeking in through the side, through this, see? Through the security door. At night, they can see right in. So we have to do that. So I bought some curtains from Amazon, and they're 52 inches wide, 2 panels, and I think they're going to be the same color. At least it looks like the same color when we bought it. So it's going to come tomorrow. I'm going to put that up, and then when we close it, we're going to have a lot of room to play with the curtain, right? But that's the share. So this is what I did. To damper the echo, I'm going to edit this video and see how echoey the room sounds. We put this rug down here, right here. Show the rug, Joe. And let me tell you, this rug had a smell. The back part of the rug, Oh God, I couldn't get rid of the smell yesterday. I had to go and spray some Lysol. Then the Lysol smell was fighting the rug smell. It was a nightmare for me because I have really strong sense of smell. But it's gone now. It's simmered down. So this is my little workspace. I have the 4 walls to use. 1, 2, 3. Oh, turn around, Joe. So over here by the closet opening, it's only a 4-foot closet. The dog Cora is gonna stay with me because you know it's not safe for Cora to go over to Jory's yet. Cora comes in and out the house. There's nobody there to let her in and out that house. So she's gonna stay with me. And when I need to use this space, I'm gonna turn her bed, you know, that away so it's not protruding out. And I bought a thing to put up there. It's gonna be a retractable green screen thing, kind of like the way you pull down shades or like a projector or something, projector screen. So it's gonna be all the way up there where you can't see it. Oh, Joe's gonna spray that vent thing and put it back in for me too. Put it here. It's 82 inches wide. We're gonna pull it down whenever we want to use the green screen. Turn this here way. Talk on the green screen, and when we're done, we retract it back or recoil it back up there and fix back Cora's bed. What do you guys think? I'm utilizing this 10 by 10 room as a studio for 4 different activities, except cooking. We're not gonna do no cooking in here. You heard that truck go by just now? We might be able to hear that. We might be able to have to draw the drape shut. I'm gonna buy sound panels too to put on the wall, but I want it to be pretty. I want things to serve dual purpose. Not only is it buffering sound, but it has to be like an art piece also. So we're getting there, guys. We're almost there. So this is the room makeover of my studio, my brand new studio. Yay! Why am I doing ballet all of a sudden? Alright guys, if you like this video, check out this other one that I have lined up for you. Bye!
This is the best.